Imagine you wake up from a long nap, for you to only remember that you went shopping with your mother. It's dark, and you don't see her anywhere. You shout for your mother, but you don't get any response. You try to walk out of the mall, and realize you're the only one here. There's no life around, nothing but pure loneliness and darkness. All you hear are sounds of nothing. You become tense and start to cry, looking for your mother. You go outside and realize it continues. You go out and still no life exists, as if all life disappeared and left without a trace. Now you stand here looking up at the clouds and wonder, am I in hell? A liminal space is a location which a transition between two other locations or states of being. Typically, these are abandoned and oftentimes empty, a mall at 4 a.m. or a school hallway during summer, for example. This makes it feel frozen and slightly unsettling, but also familiar to our minds. What makes these things unsettling? Could it be the fact that it's familiar to our minds? How about the endless loneliness we experience in these spaces? Or does it feel that we're being watched from the shadows? Human beings require interaction with others. It's only human nature to be part of a pack. What happens if you deprive this primitive need? It could leave someone become insane. In these spaces, your mental health starts to decline. You're the only one roaming the endless road that brings you nowhere. You can walk endlessly, but your desire for others is not fulfilled. You have all the time in the world to focus on yourself. You can't feel empathy or other emotions because there's no one for you to feel for, not even animals. Loneliness is one of the driving factors for someone to end their own life, but not in these spaces. The only sign of life would be your dead body, but the fact that no one would find it is more distressing. You continue your walk and you come across something nostalgic. The feeling of knowing something familiar flows through your body. Then you realize why it feels nostalgic. You don't remember ever coming across such a space. It seems to be a bit off. The environment feels that it's active but isn't. Where has everyone gone? It looks like people forgot to manage the environment. The familiarity of the space makes it much more disturbing because the fact that this space has no activity in which you had familiarity with people flourishing in these spaces gives it no motion. You look into the darkness and start to question, is someone watching me? You look at the darkness and the darkness stares back. Your sanity starts to diminish. The darkness masks the evil staring back. The night feels as if the sun never existed. The light would never ever prevail against such a force. There is no way to find out what's inside the darkness unless you step into it. But you're not willing to do that. The only thing to do is to wait and see. The first step you take, you start to fall through the floor, and you come across something familiar. Could it be the back rooms? If you're not careful and you no-clip out of reality in the wrong areas, you end up in the back rooms, where it's nothing but the stink of old, moist carpet, the madness of mono yellow, the endless background noise of fluorescent lights at maximum hum buzz, and approximately 600 million square miles of randomly segmented, empty rooms to be trapped in. God save you if you hear something wandering around nearby, because it sure as hell has heard you. The backrooms is an endless maze of randomly generated office rooms and other environments. It is categorized by the smell of wet carpet walls with a monochromatic tone of yellow and buzzing fluorescent lights. Although Internet users have expanded upon this concept by creating different levels of the backrooms and entities which inhabit them. The most recognized level is level 0. This level depicts infinite non-linear spaces resembling the backrooms of a retail outlet. All rooms in level 0 appear uniform and stare superficial features such as yellowed wallpaper, damp carpets, electrical outlets, and inconsistently placed fluorescent lighting. However, no two rooms with the level are identical. The constant yellow wallpaper and the lights make it feel unsettling because it stimulates the individual with a constant feeling of tiredness. Hopefully nothing hears your despair because it could lead to your death. With the popular rise of liminal spaces, people never realized that liminal spaces are nothing new. The concept of liminal spaces have always existed, we just never knew until now. The uncanniness makes our minds react in a way by alerting danger. There are so many cases of liminality, and being on the internet, you're able to share pictures and stories of those terrifying spaces. They play on our emotions, how we fear of becoming lonely. It inflicts a sense of remembrance and alerts us on the dangers of the darkness. Liminal spaces will forever be a part of the internet until the end of time, so enjoy this interesting art form.